Watch this little shake. They call it a rocker step.
Levis and the DeAndre Hopkins. Watch the double move there. Richie Grant just bites on that double move. You can't do that.
More guys. There's more guys in the secondary, but to me, you have so much space. You know what they're in defensively.
It was, oh, I get it. That means that Bajan doesn't have a very strong arm. And as we talked to Matt Eberflus about it, he said,
right. This time he rolls to his left, but I love is the rookie against Levante David. That was not the design of the route. That's him adjusting
noise around this Dallas Cowboys offense. And Brandon Cooks, these last couple games, he is.
We're talking forensic files. Oh, body bag, coach. Yikes. Dropped him, got vertical, didn't.
Watch this. He's going to definitely foul him, double move. He's going to mess it up here. And he kind of taps him, but didn't. You know, and that's
how he's showing this unique ability. Boom, right there, and then watch. That stack, he increases the distance from.
Look at this route by Waddle. He's going to push it inside and then just snap it off. Really a nice route.
CeeDee Lamb.
Yeah,
just the big gainer.
Yeah, just this outside leverage, though, with no inside help player.
And quarterback's holding on as long as he can. He went in, he went back out, he goes back in.
To watch on tape, watch this route. He is running as precise routes as anybody. Boom! And he comes right out of that stem, flat.
Great job on the release by DK Metcalf. And really poor job by Martin Emerson. He doesn't do anything to slow DK Metcalf down. It's a little wiggle.
Watch the top of your screen. This is almost an ill-advised throw by Lamar Jackson. Wilson has unbelievable coverage. It looks like Wilson's the one.
Again, spatial awareness, Tony.
Exactly right. And you're going to see Bengals defenders run into each other. And Brandon Ayuk is playing
on the outside. Where your opportunity was on a crossing route that was going to show in the middle of the field. This is just two one-on-one.
Went up and scooped it. I thought he was going to throw the flat right here to Zaccheaus, and look at that.
This is a great route. It's just an under route, but you see the pass off there. This is a great play design. And this is what happens when you put
one right here. This is what it's all about. And here he comes, little stutter step right there. You think it's going to be stutter go on the rookie Forbes?
And this is why it was so surprising to see that drop on the first play in this drive. This is what Amari Cooper is capable of doing.
Go for 32 right here.
This is a high-level throw and catch, and Kittle
to the 47, a gain of 23.
Well, Snead's in great protection here and great coverage. And you see, he just wraps up Sutton. How Sutton's able to come up with this ball. Kevin, you go back to the game 2 weeks ago when Sutton caught that touchdown pass.
He's going to run a dig route. And instead, you see Sutton's he's going to jump it, maybe get an interception. And
team points you talked about, wouldn't be surprised at all if they continue to find different ways to get Mike Evans the ball. Just the one reception on the night. Talked about Sean McDermott coming into this game saying, listen, we're going to take 13 out, make someone else beat us, whether it's Godwin, whether it's the back, anybody but 13 because of his
inside on his go route. Watch him. See, he takes the inside track. That is so hard, but what does he do? He uses his speed. Step
count. 1, 2, 3, balls out, catch it, both feet down.
Wow, I thought that might have had an opportunity to be intercepted. Addison called that a dig route, stops right at the goal line.
See Durant kind of just runs into Russ Yeast.
Unreal. He starts here on the right. Good protection. Now he's got to separate and pull away, which he's capable of doing. But the thing about the catch.
Excellent coverage. Mekhi Blackman on Christian Watson. You see how he turns around at the end.
He's a junior. He's 6'2". He's a big body receiver. And if you're able to get in
series, he has been aggressive and tight on Diggs. But look at the location on that back shoulder. And Diggs.
So we know that arm strength isn't the number one thing a quarterback needs to possess to be successful.
Here's a guy who was a great basketball player when he was coming up, and he's struggling. A.J. Terrell is thinking, hey, I'm the one getting whipped around.
Back behind the line of scrimmage. But great job here by CeeDee Lamb, just fighting that pressure from Kendrick.
You saw the same thing last week in Philly, and if you don't disrupt him, you have no chance. There is absolutely no chance.
All the way down to the Tampa Bay 38.
And now they go zone, and then they drop into some man coverage.
Watch, he's got Parker down the field, but he's going to read the quarterback and come off. So Mac Jones believes that Ramsey is going down the field, and then he's going to have a wide open Kendrick Bourne on the sideline.
The day.
And Darius Williams is having an exceptional year on the corner for Jacksonville. 3 interceptions, 11 passes broken up before this game began. And coming out of that bunch four
play, Josh Metellus is playing the middle of the field like a safety, listed as a safety, does literally everything for this Vikings defense, and he just takes the ball away. Great coverage. Great coverage. Look at that. Puts his arm.
Celebrating another great catch.
Well, just watch. I mean, just watch him down the sideline. You've got him beat over the top, but Jalen Hurts understands.
If it does, I thought the tie goes to the offense. Obviously, I'm an offensive guy.
Yes, you're biased, yes.
But either way, this is an excellent play.
Who's got control? Shaheed's hands never came off it. Thomas had it wrapped up as well. The ruling on the field is an interception, but Shaheed never got rid of the football either.
Making the start today again for a second straight week.
Well, that's just a timing route. That is
to play that go route. He's playing on the outside the numbers edge, and they have been
plants those little quick overs, and there's a little double move right there. Stick on Bradbury, get over the top. Got about 4 yards.
Watch Travis as he comes off the line. He's got Jewell one-on-one. It looks like he's going to the inside, but he sees Jewell with inside leverage. Okay, I'll just go back out here. Patrick's going to know where I'm.
You know, they have found ways to get him the football. This is a good job going up 2 hands. You rarely
quick moves like this going against Jalen Jones, who's a cornerback here. But Parham's so
a team who was way behind the rest of the NFL and plays over 15 yards is starting to turn up, coming back, and what a great play design. A little out, and then boom. To the corner, and that ball is in a perfect spot.
That Goff is just trying to throw this away, and maybe he was, but Amon-Ra St. Brown is out there. I still think he was not really trying to complete that pass, more or less just getting it out of his hands. And
watch, he's just going to jog off the ball, just ease right there, let the corner route go by him. Now one-on-one, good little basketball move. See that little until we went back, and we just sat and watched a lot of his best plays from this year. And they are playing really hard inside. They're forcing all the throws to the out.
It's a pickup through the air of 39.
Judy's lined up in the slot, and he just goes deep.
This is one of those only a couple can make here. That is layered in between that cover 2 defense. You can see the cornerback halfback option route. He comes out. He's going to take a look at T.J. Edwards. He's slightly outside. I'm going to break slightly to the inside.
And all you're trying to do here is just get a quick completion on 2nd down, get 6 to 7 yards, set up a manageable. It's an incredible interception there.
Jalen Johnson, 2 interceptions a week ago. Johnson jumped up and tried to jam him and got picked on that double crossing route.
Duos that can do this. This is a perfectly thrown ball against a double team. They double team Chase here. Right foot and left toe drag. That is a catch.
How about you got a defender in front of you, one behind you, and he drops it right in there perfectly.
They were under center twice. They had to protect Joe Burrow's calf. And you've already seen him 3 or 4 times.
All of football this season, a couple of interceptions last week, and yeah, we're talking about Quentin Johnson and how athletic he is, but Jalen Johnson, if the Bears get their way, will sign a contract that's a very long-term deal. Up over the head of the defender and then down into Moore's hands. That was just beautiful.
Not for Kelsey. They were going for Marquez Valdez-Scantling.
Excellent play by Moreau as he gets that right arm.
Sanford 26 on the fly, and they were working.
Watch how they're going to get physical at the line of scrimmage. They're trying to rub it. Chanel's underneath to take it away, and then McDuffie and Sneed switch off receivers. Good communication.
Top of your screen, the rookie from Stanford going to run them off and then break off the in-breaking route.
Working at the bottom of your screen, he just sits on this. He breaks before DK Metcalf and beats him to the point.
I missed a great throw. Look at Crowder coming across the formation, a little stutter right there, and then just hits the front pylon. The middle of your screen, switch release, and watch Sidney Brown just drop his coverage, thinking there's a safety over the top.
So everybody's man-to-man because they brought one more guy. Nice job by Dobbs to get the ball out to Moore and for Moore to get out of bounds.
Coming from, oh, that's not him. He was inside. My apologies. There's Za'Darius right there, 99. And he's got the opportunity to get Geno Smith to the ground, and he doesn't. And to a man, everybody on this Cleveland defense said, listen, he's a little bit more athletic than you think. He has that.
It means more. And I know that too well, having played for too many teams. You play against a former team, you want to show out against those guys.
And you've got quarterback against inside linebacker. And, hey, that's going to go to the wide receiver. Look at Bobby Wagner. All the shift.
Breaking tackles all the way for 52 yards.
Yeah, a great effort. You know, you always hear people talk about second effort. That implies that the guy stopped one time or finished one effort.
Watch the throw. Go ahead and put a seat on him. This is about a 96-mile-an-hour fastball.
So watch 88. See how quick he was? Rick Woolen sees that right away, and he's able to close that gap down. If he sells that, really nice throw by P.J. Walker on this play, and a great design. They're attacking into that same area. You know, I really like that the officials are letting them play right there. You can see just some hand checking right there, but a great job by Greg Newsome.
That's played really well. Good no call there. Both guys kind of had their hand.
But watch London. Big body, goes up, strong hands, takes the hit, secures the ball.
Around him. Well, I mean, the offensive lineman is coming out. I'm scared to death, but not Sam Howell. I mean, you just threw it into a team meeting.
6 going the other way. Did an excellent job. You break on that route.
On one of the earlier drives, one-on-one situations, letting the guys play. You know, a little bit physical on the outside. They're both hand checking, trying to establish position.
In rhythm right here. Look at the feet of Sam Howell. Bam! Right off the bat in the eyes of Thomas.
So you go down the pecking order a little bit. You're going after Eric Garrow a little bit, the rookie coming in. They've had some double moves against him. He's close to making the play, but not close enough.
Just going to get this inside cut by number 11. That's Brown, and it was well in the slot, and you're going to see Danny Johnson just drop him. Single high safety in the middle of the football field, and fired a perfect throw. Oh, he certainly did. And you know what? He worked away from McLaurin because he saw the double team over the top of Scary Terry.
Yeah, he's a guy, I think he's pressing a little bit too much just in the season because he's a very good player. This guy who's been an excellent corner.
Man, watch Brown. He goes inside release, then shakes him at the top of the route and right to the sideline. Beautifully executed. A great throw. You give that quarterback that much time versus is right here at the bottom of your screen. Or top of your screen, man-to-man. Jamin Davis does a pretty good job out there in coverage. Well, here's Goddard. He's just running a little stick route to the outside, and right there, look at number 6.
He's going to fake like he's going up the field. There goes the tight end going to block, and they wanted to show a fake block.
Boy, you got to love that, right? Just...
Arch, you saw the inadvertent contact, almost helmet to the bottom of the face mask.
The pass coverage, you can get it, but he reads it, drops underneath, and makes it a tougher throw over the top of him. And Jacksonville in the red zone today, 0 for 2 in terms of touchdown.
Man coverage here against Sauce Gardner. We've seen this play over the last couple of weeks with the Giants. Tyrod Taylor just on a shallow cross.
Time tackle by Porter. Because watch, if he misses here,
gives you the man indication, so Zach Wilson knows that Tay Banks is one-on-one with Garrett Wilson. Seems like every time he gets that matchup.
This is the old isolation deal, just like in basketball. Remember the good old days where everybody went to one side of the court except the guy with the ball who's going to score? They sent everyone to the other side.
Has another gasp.
Williams is just having an exceptional year on the corner. Not able to survive the ground on the catch. But that goes down. Another pass broken up for him this season. Came in with 11.
Set the game clock.
Has maybe at the end, Williams was in a very good spot, and J.C. Jackson.
Ball's thrown over a Pittsburgh defender, and he's able to see through. And yes, both feet down.
The ball either on a back shoulder or over top. Last time he wanted to go back shoulder. This time they're on the same page.
Here's Warner on Jonathan Taylor. He's got to catch that football, but I love what Adebo did. Look at this, 2 hands and the body control.
Across the field, and then he just fields Duggar right there, and then he's going to stop. Tua rolling to his left. Hill stops, And again, it's that
time all day that Zach Wilson has been in rhythm, and Garrett Wilson does it by creating space on the slant.
Kyle Duggar is the safety right here. He's playing deep. And then watch, he's just going to drop down low. He's going to drop down low. And I talked about those in cuts for the Dolphins.
Watch how quickly these DBs figure it out. A Debo all over it. And most importantly with that.
Well, the chemistry and the connection is what you notice, whether it's Hill or Waddle. Look at the ball location. You got a defensive player inside, Miles Bryant.
Christian Watson going against a Caleb Evans. Caleb Evans is on top of the route the whole time. He turns around. Man, Watson gets two hands on it. Looks like Mekhi Blackman
have been pretty remarkable. Just a little option route by Cooper Kupp. I'm not sure if there's confusion or if
works him to the outside and then a quick instep.
You can see Ben Skoranek, he's working in the number 3 position against Jordan Lewis, and he just runs a simple dig route.
Against the Dolphins a couple weeks ago, it's that quick move. Watch a little jump here. Nice physical release out to the flat.
On Monday night, made the play.
And they baited Jordan Love into this throw. Harrison Smith goes on a blitz. You expect to have that play open, but the closing speed.
Quinn, the defensive coordinator, decides to go man coverage. Deron Bland, he's their best cover guy. Moved him. They're going to decline this, or I guess they could accept it, keep it automatic first down. This is going to be holding. Oh, great matchup. You see 56 Christian Roseboom. He's the Mike linebacker.
And this is one, this is why accuracy is so important. If
Jordan Addison coming out of the backfield, we call this a wheel route.
Once he sees the move, okay, you think he's a man-to-man. See that hand signal? There's Devin White. He passes it off.
Nice play here by Darion Kendrick. They use that exit motion again to get Brandon Cooks one-on-one, and really nice job. Top of the screen to double team Cooper Kupp. So that left one-on-one. Stephon Gilmore has been doing that at a high level for a long time.
Defense. He is shown what he can do. He's been out there time over. So you got man coverage. There he is. And that's another thing they've done is, he's lined up outside. He's lined up in the slot. They motion him. They put him in a bunch.